Hey there, welcome back to Flat Tire Farm. It's been 4 months since we've done an Azure Standard video. As always, let's start with the updates first. So let's talk about the things that I've made since our last Azure Standard video with stuff that I've gotten on other Azure Standard videos. Now, I've been promising you a ginger ale video for a long time. I can't tell you how long ago it was that I ordered this ginger on Azure Standard, maybe 6 months or more. But we still have about a third of the box left. So if you're going to order a case of ginger, make sure that you really know what you're going to do with it because you're going to have a whole bunch. I've made a lot of really horrible ginger ale, some stuff that makes you cough even just to open it. So we've had our trials and errors on that for sure, but we finally have a really great recipe. And so, look, it's pretty, right? And we did a video on it, and I will apologize because there's a few comments in that video of people feel like I'm yelling at them, and I think I was just really excited about the ginger ale, so I was more obnoxious than usual. So if you can forgive me for that, I'd appreciate it, but I'll link that video at the end for you. Other things we've done since then is we pulled out our preserved lemons from all those cases of lemons that we ordered, and I made a video of 18 and a half ways you can use preserved lemons. Because preserved lemons are really easy to make, but then what the heck do you do with those guys, right? So I made a video for you guys about that. In that video, I promised you another video about how to make biscotti because I want to put this preserved lemon, I'm going to make a paste out of it and put it in biscotti. But I'm working on that video this weekend for you, so I haven't forgot about you. Let's see, what else have we done? Another thing I did since we talked last was I made some laundry soap. Now, I make my own laundry soap for pennies a load, way cheaper than any of the name brand or generic stuff you can buy in the store. And one of the base ingredients in my laundry soap is washing soda. Now, we can get washing soda locally for about $1.56 a pound, which doesn't sound too horrible. Or I can get it on Amazon for $2.50 a pound. Or I can order it in 50-pound, maybe it's 40-pound, one of those pound bags on Azure Standard, and I pay, including the cost of freight to get it to Alaska, $1.19 a pound. So for me, that is way cheaper. If you want to watch the video for that, I'll link that one at the end too. It's pretty simple. One thing I ordered, I think on my very first or second Azure Standard order as like an impulse buy was 5 pounds of chia seeds. I don't know that you can really consider that impulse. It's not like this magical alluring thing. However, this last month, I have been drinking the tar out of chia seeds. So you just put a tablespoon or two in your water or your juice or whatever. I put it in tea before, in iced tea, that comes out good, or fruit flavored tea, that's pretty good. And it makes these the little seeds well up around them. They have some kind of membrane that fills up, it's like a little gel around it. And it's just kind of fun to suck the little bubbly pieces down. It's like teeny tiny boba. If you drink boba or bubble tea, you'll know what I'm talking about, but they're teeny tiny ones. And they're actually really good for you. They're high in omega-3s, and they have lots of fiber in them. So good for your digestion and good for all your stuff. Here's one more thing that we've been working on from our ginger is there's a little ginger plant growing. And ginger is really easy to grow, but it does grow slow, and it really likes it to be warm, which is why it's in my house and not outside in the snow. But you just break off a chunk of this, stick it in the dirt, and it will start growing into a plant. So maybe by the end of the summer, I'll be able to pull it out and see if there's a bunch of little fronds of ginger in there. I guess we'll find out. Okay, let's get on with the stuff we ordered this time. One of the really great things that I like about Azure Standard is that they offer a large variety of organic things. Like this is organic rice vinegar. Now, I can't buy a gallon of organic rice vinegar here in Alaska. Maybe somewhere somebody has some specialty shop, but not kind of in mainstream grocery. You usually can just get the little 12-ounce bottle of rice vinegar. But I can sometimes get organic items at Azure Standard for cheaper than the non-organic items locally, like the non-organic generic stuff. And this is one of those examples. I was really excited to see this. When I look at things that I'm going to order, I cross-reference it with Amazon and our local grocery stores and say, okay, per ounce, per pound, per whatever, what's going to be my best bet? And we use it for like marinating gingered meat for fried rice, or we use it, it's a base for the additives for making sushi rice. And so we probably go through I don't know, we would maybe go through half a gallon in a year. However, vinegar is very shelf stable and probably will last mostly forever. At least it will on my cupboard because I'm keeping it forever. And so for me to buy 2 gallons of it to get a really good deal isn't a big deal for me. It's not going to go bad before I can use it. So buying this on Azure, I got these gallons, $16 a gallon for the organic kind. If I bought the organic kind on Amazon, $27 a gallon. If I bought the non-organic kind on Amazon, $22 a gallon. And if I wanted to buy a gallon's worth at Walmart in those little 12-ounce bottles, then it's 31 bucks if I was to buy a volume of a gallon. So for me, that's a great deal. Now, cashews is another thing that I often buy from Azure Standard because in reality, it's too expensive here or on Amazon for me to justify buying it. Like, it costs as much per pound as meat, and I'm out at that point. I'll just buy meat and not nuts. But Mr. Reeve really likes to snack on peanuts and cashews, so I try to be a nice wife and get those things for him. So it says 5 pounds of cashews, and if I was going to buy it on Amazon, cashew pieces is about 9 bucks. If I was going to buy it at the grocery store, it's $7 a pound. And if I was going to buy it from Azure Standard, like I did in just the 5-pound bag, I paid $4 a pound, and that includes the price it costs to get it to ship to me. Now, I live in Alaska, so it takes a really long time for stuff to get here, and there's a lot of high costs for freight. So for every pound of something that I order on Azure Standard, I pay 40 cents in shipping or freight. And so I take that into consideration when I'm price checking things. Now, everybody's been raving about these 4 jars canning lids, so I thought I'd try them out. I got 100 of the wide mouth and 100 of the regular mouth. With shipping, I paid 29 cents a lid, and that's definitely cheaper than I can get it around here. And if you know anything about me, I do a lot of canning, so I really need these guys. Okay, on to these great berries on the table. These are 30 pounds of frozen blueberries and 30 pounds of frozen strawberries. Now, we grow and have on our property both blueberries and strawberries, but we're kind of in the cultivation period. And so I think we maybe got a cup or a cup and a half of blueberries before all the birds got them this summer. And that's because, well, we were just too busy trying to survive and put the garden in and let the animals live and build our house and all those other things that take over the priority of berry picking. And we did plant some strawberries actually from seed, and we're going to see if we can get them to overwinter. So that will be one of our gardening experiments. But in the meantime, I needed berries, so here we are. Huzzah, I got those guys. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, this giant 50-pound bag of quick oats that's sitting behind me. Now, these are organic quick oats, and you may say, Crystal, how on earth are you going to use 50 pounds of organic quick oats? It's just you and Mr. Reeve. And that's true. But what I do when I find really good deals on bulk items is I find a couple of friends that maybe want to buy 5 or 10 pounds of it, and we just kind of split the cost that way. So some of this is going to somebody else, but most of it's actually going to stay here. And I've actually been doing a really awesome breakfast idea for a creative way to use oatmeal that isn't just like mush in a bowl. I'm hoping to bring you that video maybe sometime in the next month. We'll call it Magic Oatmeal for now, okay? But Mr. Reeve's been trying out all of my oatmeal adventures, and for the exception of one, which needed more sugar, he's pretty happy with it. But okay, back to the pricing. So for these organic quick oats, I got them on Azure Standard. I paid $1.52 a pound, including shipping and everything that it costs to get it here. Now, if I was going to buy it locally, and locally is a broad term meaning within a 50-mile radius of where we're at, I'm going to pay $2.48, cheapest price I can find. Okay, $2.48 a pound. Now, and this is one of the scenarios that the non-organic is actually cheaper than the organic of what I can find around here. But it's only cheaper by 2 cents. So I can get non-organic quick oats for $1.52, or I can get a higher quality product for $1.54. So 2 more cents a pound, and I was willing to pay that for sure. Well, I thought we were done, but I realized I have 2 sad items. I was going to say secret items, but they're not really secret because I know about them. They're just sad, okay? So I didn't put these out on the table because I didn't want to show you an empty bag. So I got some trial snacks, okay? So this is 1 pound of banana chips. And I will tell you that 1 pound was clearly not enough, and it went in about 2 sessions. So we're going to order some more banana chips. Before I buy a 50-pound bag of something, I might just decide if I like it first before I spend all that money. I'm sure I don't always follow my own advice, but on this one I did. Are you proud of me? Okay, so here's one sad item. Here's the other one. We also tried dried sweet cherries. Now, this bag isn't completely empty, and I was going to use this in my biscotti making video and make you some like dark chocolate and cherry biscotti, but there's like that much left in the bag. Oh, don't drop down there, friend. Yeah. So probably Mr. Reed was just going to eat this when he comes home for a snack. But I will tell you though, the flavor of these were not so much that I would spend as much money as they cost. It was a little bit too rich for my blood, as they say, for what it tastes like. Craisins or dried cranberries are significantly cheaper, and they're just as bitter, if that helps you out. So not my favorite, but the banana chips, definitely good. I like the crunch. They're not oversweet. I'm not a whole bunch of sugar kind of a lady. And so that was great. So there's all my dirty secrets. There's all the sad items. Now, if you don't know how Azure Standard works, I'll give you the quick rundown, as quick as I can, okay? So a bunch of people get together and they decide that they want to order bulk food from Azure Standard because they like the products. And there's a drop coordinator designated. Now, the drop coordinator is the person that gathers all the orders, sets the order time, the pickup time, and that person is also responsible for coordinating the freight. So the drop coordinator looks and contacts the local freight companies and figures out how to get the best rate for the group. We ordered not all the time. Most people order only once a month. Their drop coordinator does only once a month. Now, we're really lucky and we have a very lovely drop coordinator. And so we order every 2 weeks because we have enough people in our group and there's enough freight, enough weight of freight to be able to give us a reduced cost on freight. Now, she lives probably 25 minutes from us, and then she drives all the way to the port in Anchorage to pick up the freight from the port and then hauls it here in a big trailer if she needs to sometimes, or she has a van and it can come in that too if it's not too much. And then she brings it to her house and then we all come and get together and get all of our stuff, and we pay her for the reimbursement for the shipping, and we pay Azure Standard directly for the orders that we purchase when we order. It's not always done that way, I don't think, for everybody. But if you go to the Azure Standard website, you can find there's a question. Who's my drop coordinator? How does this stuff work? Because it's not just like going to Costco and picking it up. It is a little different. There's definitely a middleman, and the middleman is the drop coordinator. So I hope that makes sense to you. If you have general questions about how it works, you can always put it in the comments below, and I'll answer if you have super specific questions. And I will just kind of direct you to Azure Standard, or I'll help you navigate the website if you need help with that for sure. I'll leave a link in the description below for Azure Standard if you want to go through that link. It helps me out a little bit. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but if not, just check it out and see if you can do some price checking and see if you find things that are great for you. As always, I will put all of the items that I ordered in the description below, what I paid for them on Azure Standard, and then also what did I pay for freight costs. If you have any questions or just want to leave me a comment, you can put it in the comments below. I answer everybody back, at least for now. We don't have like 1 million subscribers or anything, so I definitely have time to answer you all back, and I really appreciate your friendship. Actually, it's a lovely part of doing YouTube. Anyways, you guys stay warm out there, and I'll catch you on the next video.